What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Here with the New England Patriots team breakdown, so let's get right into it. Last season, the Patriots went 4-13, last in the AFC East and last in the AFC, so obviously missing the playoffs. Although expectations weren't super high for the Patriots going into last year, still a disappointing season, only winning 4 games. Overall, they were just very bad last season. Looking at how the team has changed over the offseason, starting with the losses. Nothing too major here. Looking on the offensive side of the ball, Trent Brown at tackle, Mike Gesicki and Ezekiel Elliott, as well as Mac Jones. None of these guys played a huge role. Obviously, Mac Jones starting quarterback, but he wasn't great, and they did obviously address the quarterback position in the offseason, so there's not a huge void there, and in my opinion, it was almost definitely upgraded this offseason. Defensively, losing Mac Wilson at linebacker, a pair of corners in Jalen Mills and J.C. Jackson, safety Adrian Phillips, and then defensive tackle Lawrence Guy. Also, nothing too crazy. J.C. Jackson in his return to New England from the Chargers, he was great in New England originally, went to the Chargers, did nothing, came back to the Patriots, and really just was not the same guy he was at all. So not a huge loss there. Jalen Mills, also Adrian Phillips in the secondary. More just depth than anything else. And then the other losses, a lot of just depth pieces. Trent Brown starting on the offensive line, but overall, not too much worse. On the other side of things, looking at the additions, starting with offensive additions, adding Antonio Gibson as more running back depth, Jacoby Brissett to the quarterback room. May see some starting time next season depending on when the Patriots want to start Drake May, who I will get to in a bit. Also adding wide receiver KJ Osborne to the receiving room. The receiving core is very weak. KJ Osborne is solid, but definitely not a wide receiver 1 or really even 2. Probably more suited as a wide receiver 3. Adding Chukwuma Okorafor on the offensive line, as well as Austin Hooper at tight end. And then kicker Joey Sly and linebacker Sione Takitaki on the defense. So, also a lot of just depth pieces. Nothing too major in their additions. Looking at the draft class, in the first round, obviously drafting Drake May, who I mentioned earlier. He is probably going to be the starting quarterback for the Patriots next season. I don't know if he starts immediately or if they give Jacoby Brissett the start to begin the season. But I do anticipate Drake May taking over at some point. In the second round, drafting wide receiver Jalen Polk, adding to that receiving room again. Just a huge area of need for the Patriots. Down the board, drafting a couple of offensive linemen, another receiver, a defensive back, and then quarterback and tight end. So more just depth pieces. Drake May, the big one here. Obviously, drafting him number 3 overall, a lot of investment. You're expecting a franchise QB here. And then also building up your wide receiver room to just try and give him weapons to succeed and start his NFL career. Looking at their opponents for next season, the schedule is not the easiest. It is not the toughest either, though. Playing in the AFC East, however, that is 6 very tough games there. I feel like the Patriots are kind of the only team in their division that is not a serious contender. Playing the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets twice a year is rough. Also playing the AFC South and NFC West, which will match them up against teams like the Texans, the Rams, the Colts, even the Cardinals and Seahawks could be difficult, and then obviously the 49ers are a very tough team. The Jags as well. Tennessee we'll have to see. And then also playing the Chargers, Bengals, and Bears. So, yeah. Honestly, it is a very rough schedule for the Patriots this upcoming season. Looking at a ceiling for the Patriots, I have at 8-9. I don't see this team having a winning record next season, kind of regardless of how they do. I think that the biggest factor in how successful the team is how good Drake May is his rookie season. In this scenario, I would assume Drake May does very well as a rookie, but the team around him still isn't great, so there's only so much he can do. In this scenario, I have them splitting all their divisional opponents, beating the Seahawks, Chargers, Titans, Jaguars, and Cardinals, and then losing to the Texans, Colts, Rams, 49ers, Bengals, and Bears. On the other side of things, looking at a floor, I have it 3-14. This would be if, presumably, Drake May is just not as good as he was thought to be, or maybe just has a slow start to his career. Can't really make much happen with a pretty weak team around him, kind of what you saw with Bryce Young and the Panthers last season. In this scenario, I have them splitting the Bills and getting swept by the Dolphins and Jets, and then only beating the Seahawks and Titans. As for my prediction, I have the Patriots going 6-11. This would be splitting all the divisional opponents, beating the Seahawks at home and then the Titans and Jaguars away. In my personal opinion, I am not the biggest Drake May fan in the world. I do think he is a very big upgrade from what you had in Mac Jones. I was not a Mac Jones fan at all. So I think that you are getting a quarterback upgrade, but I don't have the highest expectations for Drake May this upcoming season, especially given the offense around him is not super strong. The receiving core is still lacking. The running game, Ramondre Stevenson received an extension today, but he's not incredible, obviously. So the offense is overall just not too great. The defense, we'll have to see. Usually the Patriots have good defenses, but going into a season without Bill Belichick now, we'll have to see how that changes. Overall, I just don't think the Patriots are going to be a very strong team next season. But let me know your opinion in the comments below. If you agree or disagree with anything I said, any other thoughts, I would love to hear them. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.